Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good
morning, sir.
Sorry for the slight delay start of the session. Let us directly get into the DT revision. Welcome to capsites as well as non-capsites to the special session on DT. I will just take you through one PPT before I start the session. You're able to see anything on the screen? Not started in you. I'm audible first of all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So video on ಮಾಡಿ so that we'll also get little extra motivation to teach better alva. Video ಯಾರಿಗೂ teach ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, isn't it? Okay. So you can see this. You're able to see this now. Sajja, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಮ್ಮ?
Yes, sir.
So ಏನಂತ ಬರೆದಿ, which exam ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ?
November 20.
Correct. So this is not the exam session what I prepared for May 21. With this, normally we do it in March. So I told in the previous session also, normally every 6 months we do a beautiful exam analysis session. All of you please attend that. That is just 1 month before the examination we do that. So like for a November exam, we do it in October first week or maybe September end. And for the May examination, somewhere March end of the April first week we'll be doing it. So this is the session what we did on what? November 2020 examination. Okay, so which contains analysis of all those things, around 2 hours, beautiful session. By mistake also, don't miss. And it is open to caps, non-caps, yarigadu. Education is to share. Now, why am I taking this? Let me take you through page number 12. So this contains the analysis of each of the previous examinations. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we are talking about paper number 7, direct tax and international taxation. Paper number 6 is international taxation, etc. Optional subject. I'm not talking about that subject. 30 marks, which is included here, that also going to be discussed. So November 19, suggested answer available, whereas November 20 question paper is available. November 19 ke baad May 20 exam didn't happen. So remember again, because we keep forgetting. Maybe after 5 years, I may also start searching for May 20 question paper. We may forget, hopefully, that situation arises where we have forgotten Corona. But today, morning, afternoon, evening, somewhere or other, I think someone will remind us about the Corona. So I'll just quickly go through it because we don't have much time. First question, normally for 14 marks. You can just see this is November 19. This is May 19. Just look at the 2 question paper. Computation of total income and tax payable. Computation of total income and tax payable. Are you able to see that? Next, we had computation of total income of the firm. Then here we had MAT computation. Then fees for technical service, tax liability, TDS. Just glance it. We're just glancing it. Transfer pricing. Then estimate order related provision. Then residential status related question. Okay. Then 1 or 2 special provision about double taxation. Similarly, here also non-resident taxation, TDS, TCS, then estimate procedure related provision, then transfer pricing related provision, etc. So this was last 2 examinations where suggested answers are available. Now let me take you through page number 16. Okay. So here we have also given, I will be updating and giving for May 21 exam. DT, we look at only DT now, don't look at other things. So practicals and theories. If you look at it, okay, so barring this exam, the November 19 examination, more or less everywhere the concentration is 50-50. So it is a 70 marks paper. Understand that it will be effectively for 88. Earlier it was higher. If you can see 57, 68 and 60, 28 kyo. These 2 examinations, from here they introduced the 70-30 rule. 70% normal exam, 30% MCQ. Are you able to understand? So earlier analysis, if you see, it is around 125 marks question paper. Okay, whereas this one will be only for 88 marks. So out of 88 marks, you have to score 70. Balance 30 marks is MCQ. I am sure everybody is able to understand. Fair enough. So now if you look at that, reasonably, you can expect around the 40 to 50% pure hardcore theory and other practicals also. So for me, DT is a theory paper. But you should be happy that practicals are also reasonably good. Computation of total income, computation of math, computation. Because see, theory may not be so easy to answer, especially if it's a case law based question, etc. But practicals, I'm sure you'll be able to solve reasonably and you'll be able to score. So, confidence booster to you before I start a session that if you're good at the what you call provisions, if you're good at doing add, less, etc., and with a little bit of theory presentation, you are going to score say out of 70, you should be able to get 45 plus. And at MCQ, see, look at me. FR, I wanted 100 out of 100. There's no MCQ there. I know that. But here, out of 30 marks MCQ, even if you get 25, hats off. Because DT MCQ will not be easy. Get prepared. So when I did a session on costing, I told you one question for 10 marks out of 125 may be bouncer. Here, DT MCQ 5 marks, you may not have any clue because sometimes the kind of question they ask will be mind-boggling. One. Second point, one or two places where we lose is because of the exceed and does not exceed concept. For example, when I talk about gift income, if it exceeds 50,000 in aggregate, it's taxable. It's going to be income. 50,001, it will become income. 50,000, it is not income. Same gift, when I go to perquisite chapter, 5,000 in kind is taxable. 4,999 is not taxable. No doubt in the class we are stressed on that, we are focused on that, probably it should have been registered, but still sometimes we may miss it. So normal law is what? 50,000 or lesser will come on the lower category. So anything above that it should come. But if you look at the gift income under perquisite chapter, same gift I'm talking about. So there 5,000 and lesser law. It is lesser than 5,000 comes under exemption category. 5,000 or more comes under the taxable category. Like that yesterday's class I discussed one more point. Anybody? Advance tax. 10,000 or more, you are liable to do the advance tax. You are liable to pay advance tax. If it is less than 10,000, there is no advance tax. So because of this, obviously you may miss. It's okay, no problem. But be clear. So 30 marks MCQ, if you are able to score 25 plus, excellent. Whereas here, this is the area you are to score. Okay, 88 mark question paper. Out of that, 45 marks, around 50% आना चाहिए. समझ में आ रहा है? Minimum, bare minimum. This is the plan what we have. Let me now take, you can keep your mobile ready if you want to take a photo. Photo take a in your, I'll be giving you this is just to give a confidence booster. The important areas, this is what we have done for 70 marks. We have done. There are so many discussions we'll have later. So which are the important areas? Computation of total income, capital gain, TDS, advanced ruling. If you look at this area, this is photo take. Most important, this is what I used my little bit of intelligence. But this is C Institute, what they've done. I've just analyzed and given. Okay, November 19 and May 19. I have not done anything great. I just give, because when I do the analysis, I was really shocked to see now November 19 and May 19. First question was total income. It is great area because if you see last 20 exam, out of 20 exam, 18 exam, first question same way. The computation of total income of the comparator. But second question onwards, okay. Total income of the firm and total income with the MAT. Either it will be firm or MAT. Third question or second question, they will interchange. Question on trust. You look at this. Remember, similarly, one question on transfer pricing, TDS, TCS, section 91. So this much area, if you are fully prepared, okay. So by God's grace, the same presentation, same matter, if they continue, okay, you will be able to get 60 plus questions out of 88 marks from here only. Instead, only this much what I've done. With the detailed analysis, total income, one line. Total income means you should know entire business income provision and related provisions. So if you know how to prepare. So with this, now let me move on to, all of you are able to hear? Joshali. Yeah, all of you. So, ready ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. Next one is number 20 question paper. You're able to see ma?
Yes, sir.
Wait, see ma yare? Ejamara tangina?
Question paper ಇಲ್ಲ
ಬಂದಿದೆ relax. ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ Naranjan? Okay. Yellow color. I think CL Institute is very fond of Shetty sir ansute. Odalalla yellow color ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, no? So I am also very happy with. So I was really shocked, Niranjan, to know that by mistake I got into yellow color. That yellow color car also by mistake tagondidangene. But later on I realized the color yellow is for Guru Anta. Okay, so I'm so happy. By mistake I came to the teaching profession. I don't know how many people's life I made or how many people's life I solved. What do you call it? Spoiled, I don't know. But nevertheless, being a guru, I'm happy to be having the yellow color. At least one page yellow color. Okay, so obviously they'll give the instructions. So this is a November 20 Taja, latest, fresh question paper. Yado 70 marks, 30 marks, other information is there. OMR sheet will be given. OMR sheet will answer sheet will print madikodi. Along with the questions you have to give and come. This, even after telling this 100 times, he recently also one of the foundation student, she calls, sir, I have forgotten to give, please rename yourself. Who is that laptop? All of you, even if you're non-cap, doesn't matter. Please rename yourself so that we'll be able to connect better, all of you. So that girl had actually brought the question paper home. How the MCQ question paper, you're not supposed to get it home. You're supposed to give that. So MCQ question paper and OMR sheet. OMR sheet, you have to answer, and question paper you have to give it and come. So all those instructions are there. You go through that. Anyway, I'm not getting into the detail. So part 2 we are going to concentrate now, because part 1 question paper will not be available with us. So part 2 so they will say one question is compulsory, other 4 out of 5, something like that will be there. You go through it. Fine. Okay. So I hope you have taken the photo of that. Okay, something I told you important. First question, last several exams. See, this is how, with due respect to you, okay, many people say, sir, CNLE, no question will be repetition, no question will come actually what you know. Stupid statement, yeah. Stupid statement. I am into teaching for 20 years plus. So if you analyze the what you call question paper, last 4 or 5 examination, reasonably, no doubt, May 21, they might bring little change. They will not bring complete changes. It is impossible. Okay, impossible to do it. Little changes. For example, budget 20 had huge amendment. There may be some changes. My expectation, for example, trust. Last 2 examination, problems are there. Next examination, there will be theory. One table discussion we had about 3 months, 5 years, etc. Are you there? So that might come. But ultimately, the question is on trust. Okay. And this question, you look at it. This is how, by God's will, success rate of caps and non-caps compare madalaga. Non-caps also teachers, obviously, everybody. I respect every student. But this kind of sessions will not happen. And probably most of the students, they'll fully prepare without knowing where the road is supposed to lead. Here, what we tell, this is what is your objective. All these 3 months, we are discussing on the knowledge. Now, I'm just slightly changing your attitude purely towards examination. So, all the earlier days, we are concentrating on knowledge. Knowledge is important. Now, you have to focus towards what? You need to know why that knowledge is. You need to know why that knowledge is. You as a student, the knowledge is for what? Examination. Maybe Rachita, no, sir, I've already started account, it is not required. I agree. So, this question, you look at it. So, name, nature, date. I'm not going to solve this question. MN Limited is first company. You know, the reasonably provisions are same. Sir, depreciation. Shetty sir, Panbida, Shetty sir Limited, same provisions. There is no difference. Section 32 is same. I hope you're able to understand.
Yes, sir.
So, limited. So, when the name comes, some differences are there. Tax rate will not be same. Tax rate 30, 25, 22, 15%, etc. You have to take care of that. And this question paper is of 1920 previous year. Artha madkode. You are writing for 2021 previous year. You have to suitably alter. Question paper change madam capacity. Okay. Engaged in manufacture. So manufacturing related companies, special provisions are there. 32(1)(2)A additional depreciation is available. So in ETA provisions have somewhere manufacturing extra provisions. Correct. Or some textile. EDJJAA additional wages provision may be there. Started on 1/5/2010. 1/5/2010. That means 1 month was not there. Any calculation, if you are doing it for 12 months, take care. Any month you take care. Okay. So those who have the pen paper note, at least you can remember it. Great. So they are given the profit. Look at this. This is one common statement in every suggested answer. The profit for the year ending so and so. It's all technical error. Anyway, first question today. Engaged in manufacturing textile since 1/5/2000. Sorry. I'm sorry. I did a mistake. 2010 2020 alla. So if next exam is somewhere 2020 anta kotre, so you have to do the calculation for 11 months. This is 2010. Okay, nothing to worry. But the dates are also somewhere important. If it is a SEZ, it should have been started after this 10AA, 80IA, etc. Fine. So profit for the year ending 31st March 2020 is 560 lakh after considering these items. Out depreciation charge on the basis of the useful life of the asset is 52 lakh. First add back. This at least half mark no. Depreciation to be depreciation disallowed alla. Depreciation to be treated separately. That's the language. So difference between the normal student answer and extraordinary student. The add back depreciation disallowed. Allah. Depreciation is not disallowed. Depreciation to be treated separately. Add back. There will be somewhere information down. Depreciation as per Income Tax Act is so and so. Less depreciation under section 32 minus money. So then they will give you some extra information. I'm not getting into details as of now. Okay, fine. So 44E information also is there. Can there be a 44E for company? Answer is 100. Yes. Yes, I told you that in the class. There is no turnover limit. It is applicable to all SSCs. Are you there? Bonus information 43B bagge. Are you there? Interest of 15 lakh rupees is for purchase of a plant and machinery. Out of the 5 lakh is prior to the date is put to use. What you should do? Any that capital.
Capitalize.
So right. So debtor who owed the company rupees 20 lakh was declared insolvent and written off by debiting the statement of P&L. It has been debited. So bad debts, that is 17, it is allowed as an expenditure, blah, blah, blah. I'm just touching it. I'm not. So normal depreciation computed as per income. Look at the language. See, you have to be extremely meticulous with the CA Institute English. I love Institute English. I'm not expert in English, but the professional English, I love it. They should have used the depreciation. What did they say? Normal. Their CA Institute is extremely good. Please accept that part. They give a clue, but if you still don't learn from the clue, I can't help it. What is the clue here, Surabhi?
Additional depreciation to be calculated.
See, this probably you should also thank me in the regular class. Also, we are trained every now and then English. When they say normal depreciation, why they give normal? Oh, additional depreciation. First para only we know it is a manufacturing company. Even if you miss the train there, you should have caught it here. I hope you are getting the point. This is how you should improve your what you call the reading skills. And this should happen just before the examination, everything. Because exam and research are you there? Fine. So like that, there is some information. Compute so and so. Last ignore math antide. Adantu bit match madbekanta. Observe the language. Match madbekanta badkobedi and ignore math and 115 ba. Surabhi, 115 ba section is there extra. What is the tax rate? 115 BA.
22%.
30% normally, but the turnover 400 criteria 25%. 115 ba 22%. 115 babu, babu, chinno, it's 15%.
22.
So that keep on, it's 30%, 25%, 22%, 15%. Okay. 115 BAB. 115 BAC, the different provision altogether. It is not for company. It is for individual or HF. Resident or non-resident. It is the last class. So this question is for 14 marks. Now, how do I answer? I'll show you a little later in this question. Add less. So it's very simple. IPC alert. Add less. Matter 4 marks. Perfectly total income matches 4 marks. Nothing I'll give extra. Add Y. Explain. Less Y. Explain. With the section reference or case law reference. So, case law, last 12 months case law book could have been released by the CA Institute. I think online available. Look at it. That case law only 90% they'll ask. 1 or 2 some special case laws. BCC Universal Security case, you may have to make a reference. 1 year Silk Mills case reference you would have done. So, Shanti Bhushan, plant. My heart is a plant. Correct, Alva? Caps is a plant. My heart is caps only, no doubt about it. But my heart is a plant. Discuss Madiva. So something like that. So when you talk about the case laws, go to the last 12 months case law. From there only they lift it. Other gist make a gist of the same and then utilize the same. So add Y, less Y, you have to keep on giving the explanation about 14 marks. So trust me, 9 out of 10 students will be able to get at least 12 marks here. 1 or 2 may go wrong. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. It's a DT. It's a DT. Okay. Don't want, but still. And one more biggest blunder, additional information, I'll have to control B mari kottavare, but we'll not see. Sir, add less. This is not in the P&L. This information will get some other information when you look at it. Oh, it was already created to P&L. Illa, this is not a part of P&L. First para, this says after debiting or creating the following, whereas second para says additional information. Are you getting my point, Baba? ಫೈನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಚೂಡು ಏನಿದೆ? ಆಸ್ಮಾ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಸ್ಮಾ ರಾಣಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಚಾರಿಟೇಬಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್. There's one more question related to private trust also later. Public charitable trust which has been registered under 12AA, which is going to be 12AB from 1/4/2021. Am I right?
Yes,
And
sir.
follows cash system of accounting. Interesting. Obviously, the trust etc. will be received, donation etc. Donation receivable ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That's basically whatever it is. So they are given. Recently, we did one problem. Jyoti Education Center on the trust. Something
Yes.
not exactly similar, but reasonably some part. Grant received from state government on point it too. Very recently. Hopefully, you recall that anonymous donation, but your information it too. So, like obviously, one or two points, other points, fees not realized from the patients. So, if you have not received the money, you have got extra time. You can use in the next year. You remember the discussion? Fair enough. I'm sorry if some of you not studied. I can't help it. But so there's a question on trust to me. There's a question on trust in last two exams. I told you take the photo. There's also trust. Compute the total income of the trust and income liability for blah blah blah. Are you there? So who says question is not similar? Number 20, Taja. The next question is about I written or not to waste your time. TDS computation. Yaudo? Look at this. Cast this whatever name. An Indian company, the business event management. Withdraw. Now first event management withdraws 10 lakh in cash. 194. ನನ್ನ ಕಾಸು ನಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಯೋದು. ಯಾವ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್?
N 194.
N.
194N. So when you withdraw, and you to 10 lakh into, because the limit there is 1 crore above. And you know, last year, so I don't want to discuss the answer because this section has been replaced by 194N with effect from 1st July 2020. So because this is the question based on 1920 previous year, so which they introduced in 1st September 2019. So now I don't get into the answer of this because the answer will change because of the amendment in 194 are in the class. But at least we have stressed down that section saying that up to first 3 months, what is the law? After 3 months, what is the law? Have I discussed in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Next question is on TDS under section 192. 192 is on what, sir?
Salary.
Salary. If you don't do TDS, what happens? Interest calculation under section 201(1)(a). So all those things, other analytical question. Next question, look at this. One more. This is okay. See here, like firm or LLP question, they would have asked somewhere in between like this. But really, you have to use the brain. So net profit so and so. Compute the net result of a business carried on by a branch of a foreign company. Normally, that foreign company will be non-resident in India, unless the poem is in India. Kavya, who? Place of effective management is 20 lakh. So moment I saw this, no doubt in the business income class we discussed one special point, you know. So branch of a foreign company in India. Yen barbeku branch andre eno branch. See, I cannot move a hand too much because I work out nanu illi. So branch barodilli branch banದಾಗ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು? ಸುರಭಿ ನೋಡ ಹೇಳೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬಂದು ಏನಿದು?
Head office.
I have done drama ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು?
Head.
Branch in India, head office expenditure in America. Citibank example I had given, if you recall. So head office would have simply dumped expenditure to Indian branch minus madanta. Then you know 5% of the adjusted total income shall be allowed as a deduction. That is the focus in this 44C. 44C. Now this question is a very special question. They are not asked earlier. You can do it right now, but at least suggest the answer ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ. It's easy there. But ಅಲ್ಲಿ two special points ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ head office expense last point number C. Cursor movement you're able to see, Baba? Size okay na? Okay.
Yes.
So head office expenditure 125 lakh allocated to the branch. This is not allowed as such. Actual expenditure or 5% of the adjusted total income, whichever less. Then how do you get that adjusted total income? Last 3 years average or 2 years average. And also that adjusted total income should be computed without considering brought forward depreciation loss, brought forward business loss. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ specific definition ಇದೆ. ಆ definition ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Probably this question might not come in the next examination, but at least go through it. The beautiful question. I just loved it. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Fine. So again 44C, if you don't know, Hare Rama, Hare Jesus Christ. Next question is about section 9 ansute. Section 9. We are discussed in length and breadth 911, 912, all extremely important. Interest paid, etc. Next question is question number ALP, arm's length price. computation of arm's length price, what Abhishek sir would have taught you. Okay, so in the case of transfer pricing, there are 6 methods of computation of arm's length price. How do you do that? Adra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು question ಇದೆ. This is one more beauty. Before you look at the question, what it may be, credits and debits, ಓದಿ ಹೇಳ ಯಾರಾದರೂ, what question it may be on?
Matt.
Spot on, Matt. So they have, see, I don't know whether CHP is following me or not. If you remember our MAT discussion also, debit credit, the only thing is this debit was on the left hand side, credit is on the right hand side. Is it not similarly done? Mother, and I'm only worried, not too much. This is only for 6 marks. 6 marks. Okay, here you cannot give too much explanation. Simply net profit as per P&L account, add
15 items.
minus
13 plus 1.
13 plus 1.
13 plus 1.
Extraordinary, brilliant. So they said it's according to the part Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. We have discussed about that also. We are going to start on. I'm so happy about this. Net agriculture income in India created antide. What do you do?
Less.
Minus.
Next, expense relating to 10EE undertaking. What do you do?
Nothing.
Use the brain and answer. Use the brain. Nothing. 10EE is matable. I know. See, you will be knowing the law, Surabhi, but you will not do the add less correct in math at the Badkond in the class only. You know the law, but you will not know whether to add 10EE is matable. Chupke baitna, utnai. Are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you there in the class? So, profit of the industrial undertaking covered under qualified deduction under 10EE, 30 lakh. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು Surabhi?
Nothing.
Ignore.
ಚುಪ್ಕೆ ಬೈಟ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಚುಪ್ಕೆ ಬೈಟ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. You should not do anything ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So depreciation relating to previous year 18-19 brought forward 13 lakh. So only accounting depreciation has to be considered, not income tax. Business loss relating to it is not considered matterly. You are just all those things which are debited by mistake. You have to, if they're given, you have to add back. If they're not given, you should not add back. There is no specific provision about it. And amount withdrawn from a reserve, specific reserve. Each word has been discussed in the class. Please look into that. 6 marks, add less ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Are you there? And look at this. See, 6 marks. Depreciation the current year include 5 lakh towards revaluation of assets. Add entire amount minus that 5 lakh and deduct it. Is it not easy?
Yes, sir.
Easy? Yeah, fine. Next question is on IAA. Okay, I think Abhishek sir has done, or you will be doing it. Impermissible avoidance agreement. One small theory, straight theory question. The next question is on 276cc. If you do not file the income tax return, what happens? What will be the penalty? So penalty section, I said you go through it. Yesterday, even though you are not interested, I just touched it and went out. So go through it. One question on penalty, because too many penalty provisions. By hearting may be too difficult. To the extent possible, some important penalty. 271B. You cannot forget. Yeah, the 271B. You earn tax on it. 44AB, if you are not on the tax on it, the 271B. 271F was there. Now it becomes 234F. Now the fees. 5,000,
5,000 or 10,000.
We did no big beautiful problem that is worth doing once or twice, because there are a lot of learning in that question. Okay, fine. So about that, then again a question on private trust. Lal Singh private trust. Okay, so private trust is relaxation illa. Public charitable or religious trust gets an exemption under 11 to 13. Am I too fast?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Non-cap students, you are finding it I am too fast. Cap students are very useful. Ashaka, ಏನು special? Very beautiful dressing ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? College ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ? Okay, nice, very nice. Okay, so if you look at this now, this exemption will not be available. That's what they're trying to add. The next question is on double taxation. 91. Again, photo ತೆಗೆದಿರಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು? Every examination there's a question on 91. Computation was the easiest question, and it is normally based on a salary. Normally, they have given some income, etc. So Indian income, foreign income tax rate, whichever less will be given as a deduction under section 91. Gota, every exam there will be question on this. 6 marks to 10 marks, 8 marks maybe. Then 2 mark question on estimate procedure. Sir, on mark is sir, paragila 2 marks tane. Yavado income escaping estimate section 147 read with 148. I hope you are able to understand. Okay. No doubt you need to go through in detail. Okay. The next one more. This question I would suggest all of you to compulsorily work out once the suggested answer is released. I can do it now, but I think it's a waste of time. Initially, I thought this is a question on 911, explanation 567. Honestly, yesterday night I was just going through this question. So, above if you want to consider it as a the income in India, that foreign companies should have derived its value of assets substantially from India, something like that. Do you remember? Then suddenly, when I went through finally they asked, discuss the residential status. So this is confusing because they see initially when I saw assets in India, outside India, etc. there. Then I thought maybe now they're asking poem. How do you decide the poem? Because it's a foreign company. At the top there.
Activities outside India.
Company incorporated in Dubai. Dubai is not in India. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. So, last week I had been and come on. Okay. So, section 6.3, how do you explain the residential status? But one more question is about tax recovery officers' power. The question on that. And the last question is about interest allowability. Okay, under the business income. So, whether this expenditure is allowed or not. So, this is a question. So, now if you look at that point, look at this entire question paper. Don't you think around 40 to 50 marks are directly or indirectly from business income?
Yes, sir.
That's it. That's it. So, no doubt assessment procedure is important. No second opinion on that. Okay, some of the question exam around 10 to 20 marks they might have. But he question exam how much assessment procedure question was there? Yeah? Because see, assessment procedure is important. Sujina sir has done a brilliant job. But still somewhere in apprehension. But I'm telling you, keep aside that apprehension. Even without much knowledge, in-depth knowledge about assessment procedure, you can still score RMC 60 plus in this paper. Have you got the reasonable comfort about the confidence about the paper? So
Yes,
now
sir.
question paper we discuss. And in that, even if I give you now all the capsites who have attended the class regularly, okay, trust me, out of 88, you will get at least 50 plus minimum without preparing. Now another 4 months we have to prepare in a scheduled manner. So why can't we get 89 out of 88? Anaga. Try ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Try ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Okay, fair enough. So that is the next discussion. Plan time waste. Okay. So now let us get into budget. Number 20 question paper J. So next exam session, that also will remove it. So it will confuse us. Change you made may not be saved. Okay, leave. Share screen and this is the beauty. Even after I think several months, we still sometimes actually we will forget that. There's a technology beauty. So this time this DT revision session is not the way I used to do earlier. I slightly altered it. But content will remain same, but the way I present will be slightly different. Thank you very much. Today evening 8 o'clock yoga is there, 8 to 9. And tomorrow SLC starts. Okay. Fine. So my income tax entry. Okay, my life. So I entered income tax in 1995, 94 specific. Become only. And obviously at that time I would not have seen budget, etc. But after we entered CA, thanks to my sir, Sri Bharatchan Kincha sir and Kincha and Company, where we learned brilliantly the income tax law. Okay. So from that period, almost every budget after we entered, so we will be watching. So we'll be watching budget together with the office people. We'll do all this. We'll do the analysis. We'll send. But 20 years plus of budget, my limited understanding of the budget is the most complicated budget. So one good news for all of you writing in May 21. Exam questions will be easy because of the complicated budget. I'll give it in writing. So the budget related amendment, okay, question in May 21 will be easy. So have a relaxed approach. CS only I have not understood some of the amendments, to be very honest. I'm very serious about this. I have told this there's nothing wrong in accepting the what you call weakness. We are not able to understand some of the amendments are horrible. Even 6-1 years, yesterday only I recalled when Niranjan Kumar had actually sent one more amendment to amendment. Budget actually one more amendment he has brought. Actually, I forgotten to look into it. Today, Niranjan, you send me that, send that in the group. Okay, 618. So I was searching. Income tax website is under repair at the night. 12 o'clock actually I was trying to do something yesterday night. Adiyana service I could not get into that amendment. So I'm saying it is the most complicated. You should be happy. Because whenever the exam is tough, valuation is liberal. Whenever the budget is tough, complicated, they will ask easy questions here. So be happy for it. So be May 21. November 21, I don't assure you so easy, but still it will be reasonably easy compared to the November 19 or November 20, because earlier budgets were reasonably easy. Am I too fast? Then you can understand. I'm feeling so. Because
It's all right.
revision class, that's why I'm going a little fast. My non-caste friends, if you're not able to understand, so please pull the chain to stop the train. Okay. So anyway, general discussion, let me not. And also there are some kanji pinji discussion. So they have added the word e-sets, and I'll not get into that. I'll just yesterday night I highlighted green amendment of the namgotala green anta. Adan matra go through. Other than you will be sharing this document. We'll be sharing this document to all of you. Beautifully drafted. Some of them, like see, they said explain the word is added, was is added. Other nobody. You also don't see it, not worth it. They would have corrected the mistakes. So go through some important amendment. Greening color. Surabhi Othire, greening color is matra. She will read. I'll comment. Quick.
Section 213A, business trust requirement of listing is removed.
Very recently, we had a very mistake. Last class only. Business trust has been done by Abhishek Sarapati Matte LBM. Nevertheless, actually, I just touched it. Okay, I'm not an expert in business trust. So earlier, the SEBI said the listing is compulsory. Now they say listing is not required. Next, section 6. Hold on. Section 6 has got huge amendments as regards individual is concerned. So, to RMR, section 6 within the bracket 1A has been introduced. There's one more material, the entire theory material which I'll be circulating. There I'll be updating and giving that. 6 within the bracket 1 capital A has been introduced, where if you have income more than 15 lakh, other than from the foreign sources, and you're not liable to tax in a foreign country because of a domicile residence, etc., you're deemed to be a resident. Once you are deemed to be a resident of section 6 within the bracket 1A, and section 6 subsection 6 clause D, you are always going to be R but NOR. First amendment. My dear friends, if you know a little bit, it is great. If you don't know, we'll be sharing the material, so you can go through it once. We have discussed, I think, at least 3 hours minimum on section 6 amendment only, this batch. So next one is under section 6(1), the original law, this amendment has come into picture. So when an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin comes to India on a visit, again, its total income other than from the foreign source is more than 15 lakh. So normally that 60 days should have been substituted by 182 days. Now that 60 days should be substituted by 120 days. That is an amendment. Okay, na? Fine. Next, section 9, they are trying to introduce that number of units concept, okay, about SCP, okay, but it is from financial year 21-22, 21 previous year 21-22. So law is not applicable for previous year 2021, but since it's an amendment, have an idea about it. Arthak idea, fine. Next, there's story, etc. about development, etc. I'm not interested in explaining. Fund manager, section 9A, okay. So they use that word if so they make an amendment. If the contribution is lesser than or equal to 25 crore, they say bittaku, just ignore it. Under section 9A, that monetary ceiling has been introduced. 1023 FE, a new section has been introduced in relation to that business trust, etc. So though just now we saw 213 213 business trust. Business trust or business infrastructure referred in ATIA or category 1 or category 2 of the SEBI. All this honestly telling, we a chart account also, we do not have a detailed explanation, understanding. Just read it as a what you call theoretical understanding, because it is a specialized area. I'm very serious about it. Best of the best tax experts also will not have an idea about it unless you are involved in SEBI related matter. Are you there? So you are just, sir, what is this alternative fund? Theory, just remember and leave it. Don't go beyond that as far as exam is concerned. Fine. So they have added that point and they have given explanation about it. What is that? Who is the specified person? Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, Sovereign Wealth Fund, and Pension Fund. Yesterday only we touched it. Next, most important amendment, 1034 is withdrawn, my dear friends, because for decades we have idea. Dividend is exempt. Dividend is exempt. Then suddenly they say about it, nothing. Now, any dividend from any company is fully taxable. When I say now, I'm talking about 2021 previous year. Are you there? So dividend from domestic company, foreign company, because 115 subsection 115O has been omitted, and dividend. And one special point you should know, there's an extra proviso added there. Dividend declared on March 28th, let us say, of 2020, and you receive on 10th April 2020. Sorry, it received in this year taxable. Because Companies Act says dividend declared can be received within 30 days. It has to be paid within 30 days. Income tax law says you should remit the DDT within 14 days to the government.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So a classic example where March 28th you have declared the dividend, you received in this year, sir, what enna pandrathu sir, onnu panna mudiyadhu. So I'll have two RMRs. If it is the final dividend, that question doesn't arise because of section 8. Dividend is chargeable in the last year only on declaration basis, in your hand also. So last year only it is chargeable. If it is the interim dividend, you must assert it to income. Don't worry, there is a proviso being added saying that this is an important amendment. Take care. So 2021, any dividend received is prima facie taxable. However, if you receive a dividend somewhere in April 2020, which was declared in the last year, that is March 2020, so then which are subject to 115O is still continue to be exempt in your hand. Understood, my dear friends? 1034. Okay. Next, 1035, similar. Company and shareholder. Then mutual fund is exempt under section 1023D. Income was exempt under section 1035. Now both are 1034 and 1035. Both are omitted. That means they are going to be taxable. Yeah. 1048C Vodama is also section.
Section 1048C, new section, income arising to Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserves Limited, 100% subsidiary of Oil Industry Development Board, provided no exemption if crude oil not replenished within 3 years from the end of financial year in which it was first removed.
So this basically is a new section. Just touch it and leave it. Again, this is a special area. So income of Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited. Okay, so the company which is formed by the government, it is completely exempted. But they should ensure that exhaust that petrol which has been extracted within 3 years. Arctic period. If you don't do that, exemption will be withdrawn. Okay, na? So 10 within the bracket 50 is the last exemption section. So there tinkered some words there. Go through it. Specified date on amendment, big amendment, big amendment. So most of the cases we used to refer due date. You need to file the report within 131 due date, 131 due date, 131 due date. 139(1) due date has not been changed except for extension of the due date. So there is no tinkering, like 30th September has become 31st October. So as per the original law, 139(1) due date is transfer pricing SSCs, 30th November, all tax related cases, etc., including any partner of a firm now. Earlier working partner, so any partner of a firm, whether working or sleeping, doesn't matter. Okay, it is 31st October, and all of the cases 31st July. But now they say you file the return on those days, and there is a stupid amendment so that all the tax report, etc., has to be given 1 month prior to the due date which is applicable to you. For example, 31st July, 30th June. Correct? 31st July, Barodilla. Example, brain is markondi. 31st July, any audit case, 31st July due date illa. 31st July due date illa. Its earliest audit report date is what? 31st October. So 1 month before means 30th September. Now, this time it has been extended. So I reiterated for all my friends yesterday, okay, and those new friends who are listening, the extension which came on 30th December 2020 should not be applicable to May 21 exam, because this is an amendment within 6 months before your examination. So CST has a very standard principle. Any amendment which has come 6 months prior to the date of examination are applicable. Did you hear? So exam perspective, remember the original due date. Extension which happened because of the COVID, etc., is applicable to you. COVID relaxation rules are applicable to you. As yesterday I told you to remind me this, Ravi, but you have forgotten. I know, now that's why I'm reminding. So December 30th, 2020 amendment extension is not applicable for May 21. You may write in the examination, but it's not applicable to you. Fine. So the specified date is what now? 1 month before the due date. That's what 44AB says. And there are huge sections which has an impact. 10 years, 10 year section ledandi. What are you telling? But 10AA, look at this. 10AA makes reference to 10A. Actually, the present prevailing law is only 10AA. 10 single A illa. But 10AA says Okay, due date means 10A anta. Now due date has been amended as a specified date. That means that's the reason why 10A section still continues in the Income Act. Are you understanding? So some of the sections which are not allowed, why? Because they make a reference to those sections. Am I conveying properly?
Yes, sir.
Is it going good?
So,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Going good. Okay. Hence amendment is logical. Fine. Next, very, very important amendment under 17.2 and 17.27A. This is a new clause. This is a replacement. So RPF contribution above 12% was taxable. Continues to be taxable even now. Interest in excess of a prescribed percentage, say 8.5%. Although you have to see the RTP and decide what the percentage is. It is taxable, continues to be taxable now. In addition to that, now there are two RMRs. Any contribution to the RPF approved superannuation fund, or the pension fund referred to ADCCD, if you contribute in excess of 7.5 lakh, that excess is also taxable. There is a double taxation here. Already about 12% taxable. This is again one extra amendment. In addition to that, interest on the taxable portion, what you get, entire amount is taxable. Interest on such a taxable portion of the contribution. Recently, we have done that amendment, and look, we are given the example here also. Some Kanji Pinji amendment, see, 33AB, etc. They have 44AB, everywhere they change it. So all these wordings probably in the class I discussed, small thing. Here, if you want, you can go through, otherwise leave it. Fine. Then this is an important amendment in 35. What is 35?
scientific research,
Scientific research.
Excellent. So I told you, okay. So at the age of 24 average, a PUC student bandoro, at the age of 24, you plan to get married. So deduction starts, house property only. So 25 only, there are a lot of issues will start. That's why no deductions. Okay. Then at the age of 35, you start doing research. Why did I get married? Alva, you start doing a research about you yenak madhve ade anta. Beda ittu alva anaga alva helta idini by experience. Why? Then India's 40, you start making investment property. And India's 41 only, you realize, no, it's not better to settle in Bangalore. Let us go and do agriculture in village. That's how I used to teach in FR and income tax. Full Chitra Nalva. These are stupid statements I make so that you remember section. Don't you remember the sections and standards by that way?
Yes, sir.
Section 35 research. You should start doing the research. 32. If you don't remember one by one, depreciation agate. Depreciation. So, section 11 to 13, there's a table which we have discussed in the recent class, and section 80G, reduce section 35. You need to give a certificate, etc., within 3 months, to 3 months, 5 years. If you don't do that, 234G.
Per day.
Like 234E, alva, TDS return. TDS return, if you don't, it is a old law, TDS return. If you don't file the TDS return within the due date, you have to pay 200 per day. Big one by day. 200 per day, chilla anta bodko bedi, 1 month ke 6,000 agate. You 4 returns in an office, 4 returns, you have missed it. 4 return into 6,000, 24,000 per month. Just 4 months, 1 lakh rupees, 3 years of type and gone case. Very, very dangerous. Nam office alone 3 ವರ್ಷ ಮೊದಲು ನನಗೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಾವು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಟಿಕ್ಯುಲಸ್ಲಿ ಐ ವೆರಿಫೈ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಾರೆ ನೋಡ ಇದು ಏನ್ ಲಾ ಟ್ರೈ ಅಂತ ನಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಫೈಲೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. 14,400 rupees I have to pay 234E what you call that case. So 2 ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂದೇ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ. ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಟೂ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. Fine. So I cannot forget the section at all for life. Yakare personal practical experience agidiyalla adekoskara illi. It's okay, part of the game, enjoy. So now if you don't do that, this or 35 reduce section 80G, you may have to pay fees, not penalty. Use the right word. 234G, 200 rupees per day. Fine. The 3518 tells about the same certificate, etc. to furnish the next 35AD. 14 specified businesses, 35AD, 2-star plus hospital, 100-bed hotel.
Which square FB?
Ulta.
Yeah, very good. This square, very good, Prajna. So 2-star plus hospital, adu hange nodo nurse nodo, she looks like a star hospital nurse anta. You'll go and say, I love you, sister anta. Propose ಮಾಡೋದು sister alvalu nurse alli adike. So 14 hospitals. So earlier it was a compulsion law, but from this year They have used the word if he opts. That means it is going to be an optional law. Maybe because of the 115 BAC. 115 BAC, all these provisions will be withdrawn. 115 back. Okay, fine. Then the small Kanji Pinch amendment does not bother. Recognize association. They see, look at this. For example, 43 parallel. They substitute the word stock exchange with association. All those just glance it. Not worth remembering. 43 CA, 50 C and 5629. 43 C and 1K. Some of you may wonder, sir, budget here discuss Akka or Anna. May 21, highest question will be related to amendments. High questions, it is the practice of the CSG. May will be normally amendment based. November will be normally case law. But of late, this year, I expect both exams high amendment based questions. Take extra care. But it will be reasonably easy. Tension 43 CA is about business. 50 C is capital gain. 56 to 10 agbekodo. 56 to 10. And 56 to 10, 10 is okay. Small correction is there. Okay. Is about gift income. LB, land, building or both. Stamp value and a consideration. They said if 5% if there's a difference, bitak parayla. Now they say, okay, let's relax it. 5% has been replaced by 10%. So the actual sale value 100 lakh. Stamp value is 108 lakh. Be careful with the calculation here. Common sense make it. Confusion active. That's why I've written the example. Actual sale value 100 lakh. Stamp value is 108 lakh. That means, please understand, you are always trying to sell it at a price lesser than the stamp value. That's why the law is all about. You're trying to cheat me, no? That's why I'll hit you on that. So stamp value should be higher. 100 lakh into 10% of 100 lakh. 108 Allah. So consider 100 lakh itself. Whereas if the stamp value is 110 lakh, 12 lakh, 100 lakh into 110% is to 110 lakh. So, but you have sold at you have sold at 100 lakh when the stamp value is 112 lakh. You would consider 112 lakh as a sale value. Are you getting my point? Confusion good idea. Next.
No, sir. Stuck. Sorry.
Okay. 44 AB. Big amendment again. Big amendment. Tax on it limit for individual HF company. Alone you can suddenly example mood birthday. So this limit is for individual HF. So they relax it. 44 AB, whether you're an individual, whether you're a HF, whether you're a company. Everything same. Normal limit is 1 crore. 44 AD case, it is 2 crore. Now, a special provision has been introduced for everyone. In my opinion, even though there's a drafting error by the lawmakers, it should be applicable even for 44 AD case. But if you look at the language, if you go by the verbatim reading, I had given analytical notes on that. 2 RMS, example, Kodabeko. 44 AD case, actually, if you go by the verbatim reading, it's only 2 crore. About 2 crore, automatically tax rate at Barbeko. But may not be the intention of the law. Okay. So 5 crore limit. Yavaga, 2 cumulative conditions are satisfied. 5% of the total. What are the total receipt? Okay. Total receipt. The word used is all receipt. All receipt, when I say, it can be sales, it can be loan. Look at the beautiful examples we have given here. Okay. So
Yes,
5%
sir.
or total aggregate of the payment. Both should be lesser as far as cash is concerned. I repeat. So the total receipts or total payments, whatever you do, total receipts into 5%, your cash receipt should be lesser than or equal to 5%. Total payment in the year, less than or equal to 5% should be in cash. If it is more than 5% in cash, your limit continues to be 1 crore or 2 crore as the case. Understood? Fine. Next. This is the one beautiful amendment, full green. Wherever that 44 MD 1 month before during the concept is all these sections have an impact. So you have to note it properly. All the sections will have an impact. So one more beautifully well thought amendment, capital gains. Whenever you talk about asset acquired before 1/4/2001, we have to substitute fair market value. What about LPP? They said consider fair market value, but that fair market value should not be more than stamp value. So important. I never said fair market value is substituted by stamp value. So I acquired an asset building in 1975, cost 100 lakh. Fair market value is 180 lakh on 1/4/2001. Consider 180 lakh. But if the stamp value on that day is 170 lakh, you have to restrict to 170 lakh. The stamp value is 200 lakh, you still have to consider 180 lakh. You have to still consider because they say don't say replaced by what you call stamp value. I hope you are understanding. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ?
Yes, sir.
12AA and 12AB. See this again. This amendment, if you ask me, you can completely ignore. 12AA is going to be substituted by 12AB. We have read or we are going to read it. Now 56 ಅಲ್ಲಿ reference to 12AA. Now they say 12AB. Why should you read this law? Not relevant. And wherever 1st June 2020 ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತ, now it will become 1st April 2021 as far as 12AB is concerned. 12AB is concerned. Fine. Then dividend etc. There is no deduction now because it is going to be taxable. Earlier dividend ಗೆ exemption ಇತ್ತು. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ದೇವರು? Interest expenditure, there is a 20% amendment. 72AA, okay, has been substituted by 72AA. Old section is replaced by new section. The section number is same. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? It is like a 75, 76, 77 of the Income Tax Act, long back. 75, 76, 77. There were 3 sections. Has been replaced by new section 75. That's it. Those 3 sections gone. ಅದೇ ತರ 72 is going to be replaced by same section because they are going to replace the section. Something similar to TDS section ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು 184N 2019 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು 2020 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
So big replacement is almost similar to old law. Banking company covered of BRA. Now they have added extra point. Yaudu corresponding new bank with another corresponding new bank, especially under the acquisition law. And general insurance is also covered here. You know, general insurance is also covered here. And now, okay, so new section merely added 2 and 3 extra, and other provisions are absolutely same as old. Yaudu covered only amalgamation, no demerger. 72A covers amalgamation and demerger. Covers only business loss and unabsorbed depreciation. Are you there? Fine. ETEA, interest on housing loan 1,50,000. So they have extended the time limit up to 31st March 2021. It was actually supposed to start 2020. So additional 1,50,000. 24 BLE ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ interest on loan housing ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು self occupied property ಗೆ 2 lakh ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ letter of property ಗೆ any amount. ಇಲ್ಲಿ additionally they have given 1,50,000 rupees and extended up to 2021. ETGGA 10,000 cash limit has been reduced to 2,000. ETG and ETGGA you can pay in cash up to 2,000 rupees. If you pay 3,000 in cash, 2,000 reduction ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. It is not something like entire expenditure will go waste. ಆ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ETGGB ನಲ್ಲಿ which is a donation to a political party, idiots, no cash limit. Luckily it's a good amendment. Political party donation must be otherwise done by cash. Account pay check ಅಂತ ಅನಗ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೇ? ETIAC they have extended the time tax holiday period. 7 years is then extended to 10 years and turnover limit increased from 25 crores to 100 crores. Small amendment. Again, IBA approval period has been extended to 2021. ATM is a new section. Actually, when I was studying, okay, this section was there. ATM, intercorporate dividends. Okay, so in between they removed it. Why you tell me? It was exempted. It was exempted. Now they introduced one more section. ATM. Whenever you receive a dividend from a domestic company or foreign company or a business trust, the same shall be reduced from the dividend what you distributed to another domestic company. So, Tata Limited has received a dividend from Bata Limited. The Tata Limited is distributing dividend to another domestic company. Whatever the dividend distributed 100 lakh, assuming received from Bata Limited 20 lakh, you have to minus the same. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ. Section 90, some small tinkering happened. 92CC, they have replaced the new subsections. Look at this. Section replace agilla. 3 new sections have come. It is about advanced pricing arrangement. So transfer pricing you will have learned. Procedural aspect has been amended. Just go through it once. Fine. So we'll stop up to 100 section amendment today because too much of bad anta andkonde. Shall we? Class stop ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, so I said we will stop. Is it going well? Are you enjoying?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I'll just close all other unwanted things. November rent is अच्छा नहीं चाहिए. You are able to see something, sir?
Yes, sir.
The different versions require different ways of increasing the size. Comfortable? You're able to see, Baba?
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to make it a little bigger? Too big, aita? Okay, alva? Perfect. Is all right? Fine. So now there are two important points. Now you're able to see something else?
Yes, sir.
So this is the complete theory of the DT. Full page there. Also, I'm trying to do some color also and give the amendment. This I may not be able to go individually. I'll be going to the problem and give you, go through it. You should have made your summary notes, but I know you are very busy. You are not able to make a summary note. I will feed ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇದನ್ನ go through ಮಾಡಿ full complete theory material of amendment. So now let us get into the DT problems. Fine. Rocket speed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಈಗ. Ready ಅಲ್ವಾ? Revision ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವು.
Yes.
So from the first provision till the last provision, there is a beautiful compilation of old examination questions, RTP questions, MTP questions, etc. One or two places we would not have been able to bring the what you call the latest estimate year previous year. For example, estimate year 2021 ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Adu you read it as a 21-22. Wherever there is an amendment, I'll stress and tell you when I'm discussing this class. Artha aita? Fine. Because it will be waste of time for me to do all the sales. So first question is about exemptions and what you call the salary related. Discuss the taxability. Oh, the first point. Yeah, quick go. First point, direct point number 1.
Income of rupees 1,25,000 derived by Pink and Blue Nursery from the sale of seedlings grown without carrying out all the basic operations on land.
So, is it an agriculture income is the question. That's what they're hinting at it. So, this material also will be circulated to you. Don't worry. So, this was an amendment to section 2 within bracket 1A. If I'm not wrong, explanation 3. Now, 4th floor, we are having office. On the top of that terrace, we are doing a nursery. A nursery andre idalla adu bere nursery. Okay. So we are having a plant, rose plant, etc. Now, sir, tilling the land, sowing the bija. Sir, where is the sowing bija? What you are not doing? No, is it agriculture income? Even if you are doing a nursery, you'll be using the mud alwa. Mud in tegidri illindana illa tane you are taken from the land only. No, that's why it is agriculture income exempted. So you need to say, as per the definition of section 2(1)(a), look at the way the answer will be presented here. As per explanation number, if you don't know, also fine. But agriculture income definition section, you know, provide that the income derived from sapling or seedling on should be deemed to agriculture income. Once it is an agriculture income, it is exempt under section 10(1). This is the para I should write. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Next, second question, Odi sir. No, wait. This was on specific amendment in that examination, 1026A. So they have asked that question. This question they may not ask again. Okay. So next one, third question.
Amount of 8 lakhs transferred to the NPS account of Mr. Mohan, an employee of Beta Limited, under Atal Pension Yojana from an approved superannuation fund.
Approved annuation fund is any amendment law. If you are contributed above
7.5.
7.5 lakh.
7.5.
Earlier law. So this law has amended. So you should say above 7.5 lakh is going to be taxable. 50,000 rupees in this example is going to be taxable. Understood? Next.
Yes.
One more question on EDCC. Let's not waste. Sir.
Amount of 1,40,000 being 15% of salary of Mr. Harsh contributed by his employer ABC Limited to an approved superannuation fund.
This law was based on the provision of 1 lakh. See, this is one more point you should observe. Vibration ಬರ್ಬೇಕು figure ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, superannuation fund law was 1,50,000. ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು? 1,50,000. A 1,40,000 in that exam specifically they asked, if you contribute above 1.5 lakh it is taxable. If you contribute below that it is not taxable. That is the law. Based on that they kept 1,40,000 figure. ಅದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು why 1,40,000? ಈಗ next 7,60,000 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. 7,40,000 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? 7,50,000 ಆ ಫಿಗರ್ ನೋಡಿ. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
That's the first question answer. Okay. Next, section 9 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Every exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ there will be question on section 9. Quickly ಓದಿ ಸರ್.
A non-resident German company which did not have a permanent establishment in India entered into a contract for execution of electrical work in India. Separate payments were made towards drawings and designs, which were described as engineering fee. The assessee contended that such business profit shall be taxable in Germany as there is no business connection within the meaning of Section 911 of the Income Tax Act 1961.
See, I love this question. Section 9 ಬಂದಾಗ I just love the kind of question they ask. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ they can twist the question the way you want. Question is right, but interpretation you should be careful. What they are saying, sir, there is no business connection in India. There is no business, there is no P and no P, no business connection. Article 4 and 5 of the, most of the agreements we discussed that also in the class. Okay, 911. No business connection, no income in India. Agreed. Sir, no business, no income. Barabar. But when you go to 915, 6 and 7, 915, 6 and 7, your business connection baad mein gaya. So they are confusing you, dragging you to 911. You have to come back to say, sir, engineering fees, why will it come at 911? Even if there is no business connection, 917 says, 91, what is 915? Interest. 916 royalty. 917?
FDS.
Yes.
Service. For 917, I don't require business connection at all. If it is the fees for technical service, it is otherwise taxable. Why the hell I should get into 911? So they will make you to think about 911. No business connection, no income. It is also told. I agree. But 917 is business connection. I never said that, no. So you should say, no, it is there. So this is where you don't go by the form, go by substance. This is the beauty of substance over form. Formally, yes, business connection is not taxable. But 911 reference is not required here. It is a 917 case. Are you there? So 916 royalty bandre, next example, royalty bandre. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Just look at the answer there. Fees for technical service is taxable under 917. So business connection is not required for this. Business connection is required only for 911. It is still taxable in India. I hope you understood.
Yes, sir.
Enjoying? Are you not reasonably happy? At least you know reasonably everything about the exam. And all these points are stressed in the class. Stressed and taught. Hello, sir. Hello, now. Hello, Bandi. Who is the next?
A firm of solicitors in Mumbai engaged a barrister in UK for arguing a case before Supreme Court of India. A payment of £5,000 was made as per the terms of professional engagement.
Yeah, Supreme Court of India ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Taxable.
India. Taxable.
Taxable.
It is in India, is it? Oh, shockingly surprising. Excellent. Winchira knowledge, Marlas. Excellent. So, as Supreme Court in India, I think income in India. Maybe after 1 year, probably, if you ask this question, I may still have an apprehension. Sir, Zoom meeting alli now argument martivi. This is the case old exam. Zoom meeting concept illa. Okay na? At the end you remind me of one beautiful.
Few cases agide sir atara.
After 1 year that question comes coming to picture, is fine. But otherwise, Zoom meeting argument concept irilla alva. Now it is started. So it is in India. Obviously, income in India. So you don't even have to bother about income from India. It is going to be taxable in India. Agreed? Next.
Yes, sir. Amount paid by Government of India for use of patent developed by Mr. A, who is a non-resident.
Look at me.
Right.
So look at me, all of you. 915, 916, 917, A, B, C, under that. Any payment made by the government, full stop. Whether that person is a resident, non-resident, then resident, then we said, if it is used in India, used outside India, sir, payment by a government, that's it. Interest, then what is it? Royalty and fees for technical service. What is the difference between royalty and fees for technical service? Royalties, you are allowing someone else to use your asset. It may be patent, secret formula, technical law, etc. So patent comes under that. So fees for technical services, MTC, short forms, managerial, technical or consultancy services. Royalty does not cover capital gain. I sell my patent, comes under capital gain. It is not a royalty. Fees for technical service does not cover salary income. Remember that beautiful notes. Okay. So, Sucheka, patent, I have a patent. I sell the patent. It is a capital gain. It is not a royalty. I'm a techie. I'm a technical consultant in Surabhi. I receive salary. I'm an employee there. How can it be FTS? So whereas if I'm a consultant having my own office and give a consultancy to her, it comes under FTS. Are you there? And any payment made by the government of India, whether the government uses that patent in India, outside India, is always going to be income in India for the non-resident. Interest, royalty, FTS, all the three cases, absolutely same law. Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Next one is the beauty.
Sky Engineering, a non-resident foreign company, entered into a collaboration agreement on 25th June 2017 with an Indian company and was in receipt of interest of 8% debentures for rupees 20 lakhs issued by Indian company in consideration of providing technical know-how during previous year 2018-19.
This is called twist. It is only for 4 marks. Look at this. Okay. Twist. Yen twist. Sir, ಇದು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವ್ರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ನೋ ಇದೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ದಮ್ ಎ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ as a consideration you are giving what debenture as a consideration and on that interest will be any taxable it is going to be taxable how is it taxable look at the beauty of the answer presentation beautiful ಆಗಿದೆ ಓದಮ್ಮ ಇದನ್ನ
Rupees 20 lakhs being the value of debentures issued by the Indian company in consideration of providing technical know-how is in the nature of fee for technical services deemed to accrue or arise in India to Sai Engineering, a non-resident foreign company under section 917. Hence, it is
so when you give the debenture, what you would have focused 8% into 20 lakh Allah. First I have given what a consideration. I am giving you debenture, 20 lakh worth of debenture. That itself is a 917 case, fees for technical service. In addition to that, interest what you are going to earn is going to be covered under section 915. 915 is interest. You must remember these clauses. 916 is what? Royalty. 917 is a FTS. How many clauses under 91 now? 8. Last of the stupid provision now added alva. 8. Okay, fine, fair enough. Taxable in India. And generally, with due respect, suppose sir, is taxable or not, I don't know, I'm confused. Write it as taxable. 9 out of 10 cases it will be taxable in India. 9 out of the questions what I have seen. So guesswork in the extreme case, if you don't know, right, it is income in India. Under section, so 916 or 7 a confusion. 91 at least under section 9 attracts the this is if you are perfectly having a knowledge, it's stupid to write. But if you don't, at least something is better than nothing. But nothing is better than nonsense. Yeah. Next one is about 10AA, exemption related. Okay. So 10AA, how do you do it? Unit-based deduction. You have to compute the profit. So first 5 years, 100% deduction. Next 5 years, 50% of the profits of such undertaking. Last 5 years, 50% or reserve credit, SCZ, whichever is less, subject to now audit report, etc., being given, with the specified date, etc. There's a computation mechanism. I think you can look into it. Profit and definition, profits of the business into export turnover received in convertible foreign exchange within 30th September. Law says you should receive that in convertible within 6 months from the end of the previous year. Why you have to get confused here? Along special point note kode, I made a sale in April 20, September 20, March 21. All the cases 6 months time you should come. Oh, April 20 and September 20. Allah. 6 months from the end of the previous year. Previous year ends on what day? 31st March. So keep it simple. You should receive within 30th September of the estimate year. Is it not easy? So assuming export around 400 lakh. Is that
400 lakh.
And that in that 50 lakh rupees I received, that fellow, that customer came to India and he gave a 2000 rupees note. He gave Shivaji the boss movie loading what I was. So he gave you 50 lakh rupees in cash, or Indian rupees out. The objective of this section is to promote foreign exchange reserve to our country. So it should have been received in convertible foreign exchange within 6 months from the end of the previous year. That means 30th September.
Yes, sir.
All of you. Divide
Yes,
by
sir.
total turnover. This profit, whatever you calculate, into 100%, 50%, etc. Madi, Sujina sir, ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ with working notes ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Depreciation calculation ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? How do you oppose the beauty of this question ಏನಕ್ಕೆ I still bit material every time I feel like changing it. But the questions are so beautiful. At the end, I conclude, how do you improve perfectionist? Let us not change. I'll keep it as it is. I'm very serious. Okay, you'll also appreciate. And how do you apportion the depreciation? The important calculation is there. Madi question solve. Madi. I hope you can do it. Right. Next, one more beauty. ಸರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಬೇಡ ಬರಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಬರ್ತದೆ ತಾನೆ? ಹಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ. ಏನು HRA ವರ್ಸಸ್ RFA, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್? ಓದಿ.
Mr. Kadam is entitled to a salary of 25,000 per month. He is given an opinion by his employer either to take HRA or a RFA, which is owned by the company.
So, if you don't know the salary provision, labo. Okay. And before I continue, my dear friends, the objective of this session is revision, not vision. We have already taught everything other revision model. And this material I am just giving a glimpse of it, so that after the material reaches you, sit and practice all those things. It will become easy. Okay, fine. So nice. Next. So, what is it? Continue.
The HRA amount payable was rupees 5,000 per month. The rent for the hired accommodation is rupees 6,000 per month at Delhi.
Listen. Now, HRA means you receive in cash. RFA means it is in kind. How do you compute the same? So look at the answer. I will explain the answer. Basic pay. Yesterday, 28,000.
25,000.
I'm just 28,000 into 12, but that's the correction. 28,000 question. Probably I think there should be printing error here. 28,000 into 12. Hopefully, 28,000. 28,000 into 12 months, 3,36,000. Perquisite value of RFA, there's a calculation. We'll see that later. HRA, you should know the HRA. You know, actual HRA received 60,000 minus least of the following: New Delhi, BCDM 50%,
50%.
Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi, Madras, MCDK, Mumbai, Calcutta, Delhi, Chennai. Okay, so when you talk about New Delhi, the word, okay, again you see why they have given New Delhi. Picture go alatane. So 50% salary, actual HRA, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Salary for this purpose means basic pay plus DA if it is taken for retirement benefit plus commission if it is a fixed percentage of turnover, guest or duplicate of private limited honorable Supreme Court decision 170 ITR 1985. Okay, early case like 1979. Sorry. Okay. Now this case, HRA received minus least of the following you have to calculate. Least of the following 38. I hope you know this calculation. Intermediate martira 21,600 will be taxable. Then RFA calculation take the entire salary working note in both. Okay, I think there is no working note required because he is in New Delhi. And for RFA, salary means big definition, basic pay, DA taken, any commission, any allowance to the extent tax. Here only 3,36,000 basic pay. And New Delhi is a big area. Population about 25 lakh is 15%. About 10 lakh is 10%. Below 10 lakh is 7.5% salary. RFA provisions. Rule 3, sub-rule 1. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So 15% of the salary is going to be a perquisite. Then HRA exemption. When you do that, the total income comes to 307,600. This is based on the earlier previous year. The tax comes to illi. It might not make much difference because of total income is below 5 lakh. So if they question now, they will ask you 6 lakh, 8 lakh madadaga. You need to understand first the tax computation madbeko. Then HRA, you know, if you receive HRA, cash flow impact. You receive 3,96,000, rent you pay minus the tax. What is the cash inflow? When you do the RFA, 3,36,000, no rent outflow, income tax you have to pay. What? 3,36,000 is better. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So that cash flow under option 2 RFA is higher than option 1. It is beneficial to opt for RFA. Now my suggestion to you, this question ge a salary italali estitu 28,000 itala, make it as 68,000 and solve. Yakandre 87 year rebate barodina, you may not get much maja. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Make it as what you call 68,000 and then you will understand. But presentation format is ditto. Ditto format madbeku. Ultimately you will look at the what is that cash flow and standard action. Don't forget esto salary 50,000 ali 30%. Okay. Next question is on house property on capital gains. So they are given rental income from property at Bangalore 3 lakh, standard rent 2,50,000. So fair rent 2,80,000, 2,80,000 or 250, whichever is higher. That one compared to the rental income, whichever is higher is 3 lakh. Plus municipal tax actually paid during the year, actually paid minus money. Differential amount into 30% standard action minus interest on Any amount of interest because it is a and major repairs, whether interest is allowed, answer is yes. ACRQ, acquisition, construction, major repair, renovation, reconstruction. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then arrears of received 30,000 rent you received now. 25B says received minus 30%. Straight away taxable as income from house property. Shall we? In addition to that, there's a capital gain computation. Mr. Singh's father acquired a residential house in April 2005 for 1,20,000 and gifted to the SSC. Who is SSC at the Kelbidi? Father and Thela. So 2005 gift income itta? Yes, the answer is yes. 2004, 1st September in the gift income. I told you, first UPA government, data. Chidambaram introduced that law, 1st September 2004. But anyhow, you received from a relative, that means it is not taxable. So the cost to the SSC is cost to the previous owner under section 49(1). Are you there? Then he sold the same for 25 lakh rupees. Stamp value consider money because it's a residential house. Sale value of stamp value, whichever is higher. Stamp duty, look at this. Stamp duty paid by him is okay. Oh, 25 lakh or 3,20,000, whichever is higher. Correct, alva?
Oh.
Be careful, be careful. Stamp duty paid at 13% is 3,90,000. So you should do 3,90,000 divided by 13%, 30 lakh. So I know you know the law, but in that urgency, you will miss the law. Miss and Mrs. and Mr. and Mr. Please don't miss. So stamp value 3,20,000. Stamp duty kottiddu annaka. Stamp value alla and clear agirutte. CSTD is very, very fair in that way. So now if you have taken 25 lakh or 3,20,000, answer X goes to toss. You should take 25 lakh or 30 lakh, whichever is higher. Are you concentrating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No doubt I'll be keeping this YouTube live also. Okay. So even by mistake, if you're not understood, you go through again. When you get the printout, no audio session, keep on solving. That also can be done. So whichever higher. Then one more special point I told you in the class. Brokerage kotre. Brokerage 2%. Brokerage sale value 30 lakh. Brokerage 2% 30 lakh. Allah. Brokerage is always on actual
Sale value.
Actual sale consideration. So then, yes, purchase to adjacent flats in the same building. You had asked me, no, sir, is the one house or two house on that? Now exemption is only for one residential house property in India. Adjacent house you will get only for one. And he has also invested 10 lakh rupees in a national highway bond, 54 EC. Date old question is old date. But only within 6 months you should have invested. Within how many months? 6 months. And the maximum exemption for 50 lakh. And as I keep telling, they will give you the indexation for the middle year, first year 2001-2, and the next year, new year, previous year 2021. You should remember. We have started in previous year 1-2. Previous year 1-2 is 100. Previous year. Income tax law you learn always for previous year. While writing, add 1 year and write at the Badkondidin class. So previous year 1-2 ge 100. Previous year 2020-21 ge yen indexation
301.
Not one.
301 or 305?
301.
301.
And previous to that 280.
289.
289 also you remember may be required. 280, 289, 301 and 100, 105. Because in between 100% they will give you. If they don't give also, you can try to remember. So I'll drink. Okay, right. So this house property income presentation, you're able to see capital gain 50C, there were 30 lakh rupees, then indexation, etc. They are given. Now it is only one house. Earlier it was actually two houses. Now it is only one house. And 54 AC within 6 months, you will get a 10 lakh. I hope you're enjoying.
The two houses with capital gain is less than 2 crores.
You can do one time, lifetime. So there's a very good point. Niranjan is 54. There's an amendment which says what you can buy two houses, maximum 2 crore rupees. Once in lifetime option you can apply. Other note crore. Excellent. Thank you. Next question. So salary we are going in the order. Salary house property as in between capital gain by mistake. I did it. PGBP. So question: you have taken a loan, interest on loan for a construction of a machinery. machinery purchase idre, normally that interest will be revenue because machinery purchase money. But if there's installation, any interest till that asset is ready to use, it has to be capitalized. I hope you know that. That is 1.3. That calculation they are given. What is the cost plus 7 months capitalized? On that you can claim a depreciation. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Yes.
Just do it. And if the asset is used for less than 180 days, half of the normal depreciation. This one beauty. On this question we'll do it, and then probably I think we'll take a break from today's class. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first question in most of the exam. Today, November 20 question, I started with the Dash Limited engaged in manufacturing. Dash Limited engaged in manufacturing. So they may give you trading, something else, same question. Make a circle for S Limited mentally. I know mentally. Manufacturing shows a net profit of 5 crores after debiting or crediting following it. Compulsorily you have to solve this question. Now, one by one item, Niranjan will read. You have to comment. Add a lesser Y.
On impacts and
Before that, see. One second. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
yes, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Fine. So now there are two ways of answering this question. One is like the way they answer. Juice like ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Mute all. Yeah. One is the way they are presented. Computation, is it charging? Yeah, perfect. Computation of profit, net profit is add. Why add note 1? Why add note 2, note 3, etc. One more way, if you look at your suggested answer, they will say excess depreciation add whatever. Because of this provision, they will try to write here only. So there are two ways of presenting this answer. One is add less with the working note number. I would suggest you to go by one more. Are you able to see the cursor movement?
Yes, sir.
Illondu column ಹಾಕೋದು work note number anta. So don't have to write within the bracket note every time. You can save that 4 alphabet time also. 1, 2, 3, 4 anta ಹಾಕೋದು. That's the best way. So and give the explanation there. That, in my opinion, that's the best explanation. But some of the suggest answer, what they do, the explanation also they try to give it here only. It looks clumsy. I'm not comfortable. But if you're comfortable, you can go by that. Have you understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Quickly, you will read the questions. From there, you have to tell me add or less on that. 14 mark question.
On impacts on mobile phones exclusively used for business purpose, purchased during the year, depreciation 18 lakhs, claimed at 40%. Treating them on par with computer.
So, you know that EPA BIX is not a computer. They are claimed at 40%. So 18 lakh divided by 40% into 15%. So add back 18 lakh, deduct 15%. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Next one.
Yes, sir.
50 lakhs paid to N Limited towards feasibility study conducted for examining proposals for technical advancements related to the existing business, where the project was abandoned without creating new asset.
37.1. If you don't know, Surabhi, favorite section.
37.1.
Aste. So if you don't know, 37.1. So if you create an asset, it will be capital expenditure. You're not created. I know you spent so big, huge amount adala concept illa. There is no such concept called huge, big anta. Then Jayalalitha and what you call Mamta, you cannot compare. You what you call nonsense is nonsense. Aste. There is no second opinion on that. 50 lakh rupees paid, so huge amount. When there is no asset being created, the expenditure will be allowed as a deduction. 37.1. Next.
35 lakh paid for the higher studies of director's son abroad, with a stipulation that he would be appointed as a trainee in the company under apprentice training scheme, where there is no evidence of existence of such scheme.
The question only gives an indication that what you call there is no such scheme existing. Simply they have paid to the related party. Entire 35 lakh will be disallowed. Understanding?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, next.
Payment of 29 lakhs towards purchase of software from a non-resident meant for subsequent sale in Indian market without deducting tax at source was ultimately sold at a profit during financial year 1890.
If you're a dealer in goods, purchase and sale, normally doesn't attract to TDS. But now software is specifically covered under the TDS provisions. you must do the TDS. If you don't do the TDS, payment to non-resident antide 100% disallowed under 40 small a within the bracket I. If it is a resident, then it will be maybe the TDS provision only will not come because the software comes into picture only when there is a non-resident related TDS. Artha aita? Next.
So
Dividend
here
of
it is
rupees.
purchased from non-resident, and they've not mentioned about. Here it is purchased from
No, Suti, if you
non-resident.
have purchased from non-resident, you make the payment also to
Non-resident.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ full stop.
No, subsequent resale ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ the subsequent resale question ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದವರು that software was purchased for resale. Well, purchase for resale or whatever software you should do the TDS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next continue.
Dividend of 10 lakhs received from a foreign company in which this company holds 28% in nominal value, more than 26%.
Excellent.
Substantial
26% or more than 26%.
26.
26% or more.
20% or more, 20% or more. So at 28%, moment you see, you should get a vibration. Even if 28%, they would have given 28% also. So 115 BBD, 115 BNBD, anta. Foreign idiyalla, foreign is the BNBD anta. 115 BBD. If you are invested in a foreign company 26% or more, 15% the tax. The special taxation rate 15%. So you have received what you call dividend of 10 lakh rupees. 0.25 lakh expended on earning this income. Okay, so when you receive that special income, straight away you have to pay the tax on entire 10 lakh rupees at 15%. Agreed? Special taxation. Next.
A machine is in use since past 7 financial years, having WDV amounting to 1.5 lakh on 1/4/2017, was discarded on 3rd September 2017. The depreciation on the block at 15% had been provided and charged to profit and loss account of the previous year ended 31st March 2019. The entire block is used for the purpose of business.
Tell me, what is that? That machine has been discarded, completely discarded, but still you are claiming depreciation. 100% allowed. Nothing to be done. Nothing to be done because if you recall the WDV definition, open WDV, add actual cost of addition, less sale value, or in amount received for the complete destruction of asset. I said balance WDV you are claim as long as at least one asset is in the block. You
Or
can claim.
positive. Or positive.
One asset irbeko positive dividend. So this even if the asset is discarded, you can claim depreciation as long as at least there is one physical asset and at least there should also some amount of positive WDV. I hope you are agreeing. So what should you do here?
Nothing.
Nothing you should ignore. And ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 lakh rupees ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 second. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? I didn't explain. So this point ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ 10 lakh ಅನ್ನ presentation ಅಲ್ಲಿ answer ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Minus. So look at this. This is what I said. You get confused. See, you know the law, but you don't know what to do. That's dangerous. All these items are after debiting or creating the following item. That means this item has already been debited or created. So already debited or created. So this 10 lakh is created minus madi. Be careful. The 0.25 lakh could have been debited. Add back madi. Don't forget. So you know the law, but you don't get. That's why you should practice on the Badkoda. You know the law, but you don't know whether to add or deduct. Then that's why you have to practice. So add 10 lakh because it's credited. 0.25 lakh was debited. That you should add. Sorry, 10 lakh you have to minus it because it was credited. 0.25 lakh was debited. Add back. समझ में आ रहा है? And this one, pause. Don't do anything. Why? Because it is allowed. It is
Nothing.
allowed. Next.
45 lakhs were paid on 3rd June 2018 to National Laboratory with the stipulation that the said contribution shall be used for the purpose of approved scientific research program. 2AA.
Earlier 35 2AA ನಲ್ಲಿ 150% reduction ಇತ್ತು. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ answer change ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. So they have debited 45 lakh. You should have deducted 45 lakh into 150%. Now what you should do is you should just ignore. ಇಲ್ಲಿ answer correction ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. So you should not do anything. Why you tell me? 45 lakh is paid, 45 lakh is debited, 45 lakh is allowed. Earlier because it's the old question ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ minus 50% further ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. Now you should not do it. Have you understood that correction?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Secret commission of 13 lakhs was paid and debited under commission account.
So secret commission you are paid, then 2 RMRs. Now if it is because of the confidentiality reason, So my business and Niranjan, we are competing. I don't want Niranjan knowing about my commission activity. So what I do, I push this expenditure and some other expenditure and claim 100% allowed. Armugam Chettiar versus CIT Madras High Court decision. Armugam. Okay. So if it is genuine business expenditure for confidentiality reason, you are not doing it. For example, related party disclosure. AS 18 read with India 24. So normally you should disclose. But the disclosure, if it adversely affects your business, you keep doing all the disclosure. Your competitor will learn from all these things. Your business is thrown out next year. Then the law says you make a mention that the disclosure could not be made in India's as well as yes, it say. You say the general description, there is some transaction happening. Disclosure could not be made because of the confidentiality reason. So that is also perfect disclosure. Adhe tara, secret commission, if it is genuine commission, but for some reason you have put it on some other expenditure allowed. Whereas you are giving an undertaking bribe disallowed. 37.1 explanation. Any fine, penalty, etc., which is prohibited by the law shall be disallowed. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Next.
Purchased a brand new bus and donated to a school where the children were studying and debited the same to workmen and staff welfare account.
What do you say? See, PUC background bandaka. So bus purchase capital expenditure. This is fully allowed because you are donated to the school as a staff welfare. The amount may be 5 lakh, 10 lakh, or whatever it may be. It is fully allowed. And interestingly, I'll clue with him. Hopefully, it is correctly printed. Included. There is no amount given only.
Debited the same.
Illa.
So even if you have to do add or deduct, how much you deduct? So you should give, but you have to give an explanation. I ignored because it's allowed as a deduction. Understood? Next point.
So that for the secret commission, what should we do? You gave the two options. Illi question.
The examination saying that the secret commission is considered to be a bribe. Disallowed. Give both options, but disallowed the option follow. Note there.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Next.
A debt of 10 lakhs was claimed as bad debt in previous year 17-18. However, the assessing officer allowed only
adjustment. Yeah. Excellent mathematical goofing up. In
the previous year 2018-19, a sum of 4 lakhs is recovered ultimately in respect of the debt.
Okay. Anybody want to give the answer? You give me. 10 lakh was debited in the last year. Assessing officer allowed only 5 lakh. In the next year, you recover only 4 lakh. What a treatment? Anybody? What should I do? Add, less, ignore.
No income. Ignore.
Completely ignore?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Why ignore? Niranjan?
5 lakhs is already included in their income.
Okay. So, next. Anybody else? That's not a right answer. I'm worried. Sorry. Next. Anybody else? Old batch or really? Old batch maditwala? Huh? Really? Or anybody can tell?
Sir, 5 lakh disallowed ಆಗಿತ್ತು. So ಅದು anyway receivable ಆಗಿತ್ತು, receive ಆಗಿದೆ.
So ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡವಾ?
ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ.
Okay. The hidden adjustment here is, first point is it is not a part of the P&L, which many of you observed rightly. I claimed 10 lakh last year. Assessing officer allowed 5 lakh. Forget it. Another 5 lakh, why he didn't allow? Because he knows that you are going to collect. I collected. How much I collected?
4 lakh.
4 lakh.
Balance 1 lakh is allowed as a bad debt this year. Minus 1 lakh. So you claimed how much, Niranjan? 10 lakh last year.
Yes.
5 lakh was allowed. Forget it. You recovered. Not, see, this is where the confusion for us. Which 5 lakh is that? I'll slightly alter my question. Alter for understanding. 10 lakh you claimed. He allowed last year 6 lakh. Is to 6 lakh. How much he disallowed? 4 lakh. You recover 3 lakh this year. Are you talking about 3 lakh out of this 6 lakh or 4 lakh?
4 lakh.
Out of this 4 lakh. That means 1 lakh is not going to be recovered anymore. That 1 lakh has to be deducted this year compulsorily. So, assessing officer allow madbeku. One word lakh aito. Thank you very much. Artha aita. So, this is what everybody is wrong here. I knew this mathematical goofing up agatanta. Balance 1 lakh should be allowed as reduction this year. I hope you understood.
Yes.
Niranjan, you are not satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Satisfied. Why old batch people are not given the answer? Okay, now look at the presentation. See, they have add back only differential depreciation. Best, my suggestion, add back entire depreciation minus what is otherwise allowed. Then higher studies 35 lakh, software, TDS model, 100%. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು 25,000 ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇದು ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ದ ಲಾ, ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, 100% ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ 10 lakh ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಇಟ್. 25,000 ಡೆಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್, ಶ್ರುತಿ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. They have taken a call, it is a bribe. They have what you call disallowed. Next, dividend received, don't forget to deduct. Then this one I said you should not do it. This one amendment of the strike up. Artha agta ide devrige. So this one, this portion, because earlier this was allowed 150%. Now it is not. This will not come. Last sentence, which all of you did a blunder alva. Adike. So this is important. 1 lakh, very special amendment. Then under income from other source, that entire 10 lakh has to be considered. Alli minus ಮಾಡಿ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು income from other source ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So then computation mechanism. Foreign company dividend 15% tax on the balance amount. You have to pay 30% because it's a company. 30%, 25%, whatever presumption you take, no problem. Surcharge because income is above 1 crore up to 10 crore, 7% and HEC you had add. So detailed explanation. There are some cases they have given some high court decision also. If you want, you can do it. Explanation about each one of them. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ದೇವರು?
Yes sir.
ಇದನ್ನು ಒಂದು you can make it simplified and best way. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ, ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೋಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಫರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ, ದೆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಶ್ಯೂ, ನೋಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ವೈ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಸಲೌಡ್, ವೈ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ದೇವರಿಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಗಿವನ್ ಎ ಡಿಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್, ರೀಸನಬ್ಲಿ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ?
Yes sir.
5 minutes will just continue and we'll just beautiful explanation ಇದೆ. Explanation ಕೊಡಿ, case law to the extent possible ಮಾಡಿ. Next, MNO Limited is in the business of biotechnology. This is again a question which undergoes the answer change because biotechnology 35(2)A ಬೆಲೆ 150% ಇತ್ತು. ಇತ್ತು
150%.
Everything you should do 100%.
100%.
So this way should biotechnology. Amma, I once learned. Surabhi, thank you. ಅವಳು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. So expenditure on in-house R&D facility approved by the study. Revenue expenditure 75,000 to 100% allowed. Yes. Capital expenditure except on land and building 100% allowed. Amount paid to national laboratory 35(2)A 100% allowed. Amount paid to 35(1)(2)A a company incorporated for standards 100% allowed. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ 150% ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ 100%. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಆರ್ ಯು ಎಂಜಾಯಿಂಗ್?
Yes sir.
100% ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 100% ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದೊಂದು 4 mark question. Next question is about okay ಇಲ್ಲಿ look at how C Institute is what you called favoring you people. Even then you badko to my institute, my other institute ICA. Okay,
It's proper sir. It's proper sir.
Proper, okay, right. I think there's some network issue. So how our C Institute, okay, my institute, my mother institute is so much favoring you. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಫೇವರಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿ? Because okay, name Hotelia Limited. ನಾವು ಒಂದು 100 times in the batch out said 2-star plus hospital ಅದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ? ಹೋಟೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಏನೋ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹೋಟೆಲಿಯಾ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರಬೇಕು. ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 3-star ಹೋಟೆಲ್ 2-star plus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್? 35. Any expenditure incurred is allowed. On capital expenditure is allowed. Include except on LG fridge, land, goodwill, financial instrument. I told you cold storage plant is one of the item under 35AD. ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? except LGF. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಿರಂಜನ್?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ
ಇದೆ.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ನೋಡೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಆಯ್ತು, ಓಕೆ ರೈಟ್. ಯಾ, ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್, ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕರ್ಡ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ LG ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್, ಓಕೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಗುಡ್ವಿಲ್, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ 100% allowed. 100%, including any expenditure incurred before the commencement if it is capitalized in the books of account. That is the context of this question. Are you getting my point? Capitalized ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ, capitalized except what? LGF, 2-star plus hotel. ಸೊ 35AD ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಬರ್ದವ್ರೆ. ಸೊ 35AD deduction under 35AD capital expenditure incurred except LGF, then earlier years also which is considered, and total deduction is 100 lakh. You get 75 lakh rupees loss. Profit from the existing business of running a hotel in Coimbatore. Can you do the set off? Answer is yes. All 35AD deduction leads to 73A set off and carry forward against any of the 14 businesses one loss of 3580 can be adjusted against another income of 3580. Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one straight. Look at this. To the point, if you are learning, you will get straight answer. Mr. Q, Aito. Okay, other Q illa. Non-resident. Special point. Operates aircraft. Section?
44 BB.
BBA.
44 BBA.
Excellent. 44 BBA. A for aerospace. A for air coast. Lipstick. 5%. I know. Yes, I'm happy to be stupid as long as you get marks. I don't have problem. Okay. As long as you are getting the marks, I don't mind being stupid. So 44 BBA. First point. A for aerospace, A for aircraft. Aerospace maintenance cost is very, very high. That's why Malay is suffering now. Okay. So lipstick cost is very high. That's why the income is least 5% on aircraft, 7.5% on ship.
Ship.
That's explanation. When you're going in the ship, water between lipstick over the use waste. Lipstick fine. So 5%. How do I do it? They are given the turnover, passenger ugly, goods ugly. 2 crore, 1 crore, 3 crore, 1 crore. Total into 5%. That's the answer. That's it. Full stop. And it is a compulsory minimum income. You don't have an option of offering lower income.
Lower income.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ದೇವರಿಗೆ?
Yes, sir.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So 7 crore into 5%, that's the answer. Is it not easy? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next. So partnership form. So instead of giving that first question as the company, they may give partnership form. Net profit was earned after charge to following. Look at this. First adjustment. Odi sir, Niranjan. This is where on the 4 to 5 questions ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 80% of the adjustments are same. 80% of the adjustments are same. First adjustment, Odi sir.
Depreciation on hotel building having return on value of 4,20,000 on 1/4/2018.
Niranjan, Shetty sir has kept on telling you read what is there to be read. Don't read what you want to read. 4,20,000. 420 lakh.
420 lakh.
Be careful, all of you. Be careful about this. Next, Avadi.
Was charged by treating the same as plant and machinery.
Do you recall something 5 minutes back what we discussed? Ali EPABX. They have considered 15% and 40%. Here, hotel building, what difference? Hotel building depreciation is 10%, not 15%. So, be careful. And only depreciation amount was given. Only WDV is given. Please open your eyes and see. All of you, I'm telling all of you, Obribrala. Only depreciation amount was given. Only WDV. So, they'll slightly tinker. Use the brain. Can we? 420 lakh into 10% should be deducted. 420 lakh into 15% should be added back.
Added.
Capital expenditure of 3 lakh incurred for purpose of promoting family planning.
How much is allowed?
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Excellent.
Family
company. I know, stupid. I know. Company. So 31.9 is only for
companies.
If you give the deduction for anybody else, 31.9 you will become 9 anta. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So ABC, a partnership of name, nature. I told you know how important in life name, nature. Sorry. Okay, right. So capital expenditure is totally disallowed. Add back. Next, payment of 2 lakh rupees in a political party journal. Disallowed. 37(2)B. Then 12 lakh rupees incurred on the replacement of a carpet. So allu on there ittu. You have developed one asset, but asset has to be abandoned. So they allowed carpet in a hotel. Name, nature. ಇಲ್ಲಿ hotel business ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇದು? Hotel business. Hotel ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Okay, right. So carpet etc. Every year they have to change. It is fully allowed. Depreciation 25,000 on motor car bought and exclusive for business, but not registered in the name of the firm. There is a case law, and law also says okay. Even though for income purpose they are different, otherwise permanent partners are same under Indian Partnership Act. That's why even if it is not registered in the name of the firm, depreciation is allowed. Just ignore it. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Interest amounting to pay to partner of HF 15%, which is general rate of interest. Okay, what is happening? Partnership formally, how much is allowed?
12%.
In this case, you are not paid to the partner. You are paid to the HF of a partner, and which is the market rate. So 40B barala, 40A2 also will not be attracted because you are paid reasonable amount. Unreasonable it is matra under 40 capital within the bracket to disallowed. Understanding? Chamak. Next is a special pointer. Take extra care. Next, 12,000 paid to a florist of a flower delivery in cash. In what do you call? 100% disallowed. 48.3. Next, 31,000 paid to the vegetables, etc. Because of a suspension of banking operation, due to strike of the bank employee. It is an exception under 6DD, Rule 6DD exception is there. Now, bank holidays, I think February 2019 irbeko from there. Sir, earlier, if it is a bank holiday, you should not, even if you have made a payment on cash, it is permitted. Now there is an amendment which says bank holiday online is there, online holiday idea. So even if there is a bank holiday, if you have made a payment by cash, it is disallowed. It is disallowed.
Cash disallowed.
Next, Vodama.
Yes, sir.
Amount of 7 lakhs written off in financial year 17-18 as irrecoverable from a travel agent. Out of this above sum, amount of 3 lakhs was recovered on 24/2/2019 and credited to a reserve account.
7 lakh written off. So bad debt rate on the adjustment is there. Irrecoverable from a travel agent. Out of the sum, an amount of 3 lakh was recovered. So when you recover the same, it is income, 41.4.
Income.
Bad debts recovered, 41.4. And but look at this. This is also a technical error. It is created to reserve account. They are not created to P&L account. That means you have to add back. Artha easy?
Yes, sir.
Give with the reasons. Okay, now. So like items depreciation, capital expense, value planning, political party, then deduction, etc. Then working notes they are given. 41.4 ali, then add back money, those special item. 41.4 bad debts recovered. Artha yeah. Next.
Yes, sir.
Story. Something similar to that. Some other adjustments are there. Look at it. XYZ private engaged in the manufacture, license fees paid, depreciation. So goods transport. Look at this one special adjustment. I'm not going to do the all problems. Goods transport operator by cash, 35,000 limit.
35,000.
Rent of 50,000 per month received from a letting out. This should be, it is credited to P&L. It should be removed and it should take as income from house
property.
Municipal tax is allowed. Arthak idea, if it is paid. 1 lakh contribution to scientific suggestion approved. Allowed. Just ignore it. 2 lakh rupees being lost due to destruction of a machinery caused by a fire. The insurance company did not admit. Nothing you should do. Whatever 2 lakh debited to P&L account, you have to add back. Because under WDV, if you don't receive any insurance money, it continues to be a WDV. Previous example, previous question only are there. But the 2 lakh rupees debited to P&L account has to add back. You're able to cover up, Baba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
5 lakh paid to a contract for repair work at a company, no tax was deducted. 184C are not done. 40A, 1A, 30% disallowed.
30% disallowed. Yes, sir.
Next, dividend stripping. Dividend stripping.
Dividend stripping.
So you have purchased and sold the shares within 3 months or within 3 months. Units get 9 months. So you have to remove from P&L first because it income from other source. And other source only the loss has to be reduced by the dividend exempt. But this provision should not continue on because now dividend is anyone not exempted. This requires an amendment. Is there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This requires an amendment. Depreciation on tangible fixed assets 2.2 lakh. They have debited, add back. Depreciation allowed is 2.6 lakh. Next, Iduvodi sir.
The company has obtained a loan of 2 lakh from Theta Private Limited, in which it holds 16% voting rights.
Statue. ಏನು vibration? But within a guarantee, vibration ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10% or more.
More than 10.
Niranjan, 10% or more.
10% or more.
10% or more. So private limited, first private limited ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದು X company in our discussion. A company in which public are not substantially interested. You have got 10% or more voting power. The accumulated profit of the company is 0.5 lakh. That means it's a deemed dividend section 222E. 222E. It is not a part of the P&L. It is additional information. So P&L account include agilla, but income from other sources add madbek. And now it is taxable, fully taxable. Artha agta idea devrige. So house property income received 6 lakh. Municipal tax was not paid. Since it is not paid, no deduction. Question is not paid and kelskota idea devru. Yeah. NAV minus 30%. Then net profit alli license for whatever fees for obtaining a franchise. Franchise is an intangible asset. You can claim depreciation on that, not a what you call it expense. Municipal tax related house property add back madbeku because it's claimed under house property. Contribution to approved superannuation fund, it is allowed. Okay. Illi they would have deducted 150%. 150% illa anta badkota idini. Loss due to loss has to be add back. WDV in the minus madbaraadu. Are you listening to me? Then 40A, 1A, 30% is allowed. Then whatever the capital gain included in the P&L account, remove the same because okay, it is not income under business income. It should be income under what? Other source.
Other sources.
And whatever. Weight reduction. You have to change. It's not 150%. Now it should be how much?
100.
100%. So you should not deduct extra point. Rental income, that dividend received should be excluded. The separate STILA, short-term capital gain, dividend stripping it is called. Now this is not going to happen because this law has been changed. Arthak idea. It classically stress point.
Changed.
Income from other source. Now you should include this dividend. Illi change have a answer. Okay? Because now it is taxable.
It's taxable.
Arthaita?
Yes, sir.
Maybe if time permits, I'll do the correction and give you. Explanation is there. Explanation note. Detailed explanation. Then the depreciation and normal additional depreciation calculation is there. Additional depreciation 35% concept illa. Now it is only 20%. Anywhere you do it is only 20%.
20%.
Calculation.
20%.
I think you can do it. I thought at least I'll stop at business income. $44.80 presumptive income,
6% or 8%.
8% or 6%, which you know that. Okay, na? Fine. One question. T development account. This one question was solve made. Class will explain now. When you receive that, okay, how is it taxable? Okay, we'll stop here. Sir. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks to each viewer. Tomorrow again we'll be starting at what? 8:15 sharp. 8:20 alva. 8:15 and 8:20.